galls, because they just got a lot of, they're gonna be expensive, and, but they, you know, here's some of the lander work we've been doing. We built that propulsion system for the lander. Teledyne did the structure. They're a partner again. This thing's flown over 150 times. By the way, we've got a warm gas version of that. We've got out the test stand right now. We're getting ready to do hot fire testing. We've already fired all the thrusters and qualified them. But we've spun out some of our own technology and thrusters from this program. We've learned a lot. This is the past performance I was talking about. These are just some of the highlights from our team member. You know, we're talking about Draper, first prime contractor for Apollo, provided guidance and control computer. I mean, these guys do this stuff. They've been doing it for a long time. So, and even the list goes on and on. Basically, our mission is this. We need to sell some rides on Falcon 9. And basically, we can sell them to about anybody. Talk to Jason Andrews, who's running flight systems. So if you guys need a ride, Jason wants to talk to you. And he's our partner. And we need to work together, because it's hard to close this business case, guys, if we don't do something creative like this. And Jason has a deal with SpaceX, and has for a few months, to broker these deals. So think about it. But basically, we leave on a Falcon 9. We're carrying 6 secondary payloads, 1 primary payload. We drop the primary off in TLO and or GTO, and basically, you know, we end up separating. Ultimately, we separate from the Falcon 9, and we end up after dropping those 4 payloads, we basically do the TLI to the moon, and we get over to the moon. We do the you know, translunar injection. Well, actually, the translunar injection. So basically, we do the braking maneuvers, and basically we spit those payloads off the side, and we all have to have our own propulsion, either to get down to the surface, or if we have some customers, by the way, that actually want to just stay in orbit that we're talking to. So, but anyway, that's the mission profile. I've got some cut sheets of this, some slicks that I'll give to Nikki, and you guys are welcome to take those with you, and you can catch this stuff on our website too. Basically, that's an expanded view of the ESPA ring. That's the thing that we're all going to bolt our 200 kilogram payloads to. And we've had to do additional propulsion on that Hypergol. Actually, it's a monoprop propulsion system, and we had to do that. And this has been talked about forever, but this is something that we're prepared to go and do. And basically, there we are. Our little rover. He's tucked underneath underneath our lander, and we're planning to land on the South Pole. You know, right now we've got our challenge is transitioning from dark to light, and the reference frames and things like that is not a trivial thing. And but we get a lot of sunlight down there, and it's easier to thermally manage it. So that's what we're looking to do. You know, the team's growing. New opportunities present themselves almost daily. I want you guys to stay tuned, because we're only been in this for like four weeks or so, and we've just now last week really got all the lawyers to agree that we could do, you know, all the various mechanisms to get funding and get it going quickly. And so we've introduced we've got a new engineering meets education outreach program. That's really pretty cool with the tech schools and the engineers. And we also introduced a new sponsorship program. And basically, it actually has major play. It gives everyone a lot of media coverage along the way, and doesn't require us getting to the moon before you actually get some payback. And we also offer other unique marketing opportunities. And there's your education program, those moon buggy guys I was telling you about. We still got a Name the Rover program. We actually got different sponsorship levels. You got your Eclipse, you know, New Moon sponsors, and we got a Rocketeer Challenge and things like that. So we're kind of playing on the Twilight series a little bit. Everyone's talking about marketing here today. I think it's really important. I think that guy, he knows how important it is. He understands. He's done the math, and it's starting to add up. It's a real big deal, because if we can't sell ourselves in this program, then I'm talking about not just the technical community. We got to get beyond that too. Anyway, the governor came out with our big rollout day, and Homer Hickam came up and governor did offer to name that rover for $1 million, and we're real happy day. And basically, this is some of the press we've gotten in the past, by the way. These are shows and venues that we've been on. So we like marketing, and I think this is important for anyone who is a potential sponsor. They need to understand that we want to get them exposure. We want to have the right hook, but at the same time, we want to have a good sound, good technical solution, and a story as well. So you got to be careful not to get all caught up in just the hook. You got to make sure you get your message in too. And basically, that's it. I guess I can take some questions if anybody has any. Yes, sir.
Tim, could you tell us a bit more about the choice of green propellants and what you see as the key factors in the trade space for or against them?
Well, right now we're flying 200 kilograms. So basically, I mean, guys, you can do the math. If any of you guys have run serious trade studies, you know that it's hard to do a mission when you're running mass fractions any worse than 50% with decent performance propellants. If you're going to kill the delta V required and do this landing, it's not a trivial thing. You can just look back at things like the Surveyor and look at what it took to do serious high speed propellant. And that was, so just look at that, go back in your history books and look at what the density impulse was and the mass fractions and its ISP for some of these vehicles, and then just use that as your sanity check. So we're looking at, if we had a choice, could we do kerosene peroxide? Possibly. It's got some deep throttling potential. Do we want to do a pulse mode landing? Not really, although all the flights we've been doing are all pulse mode. So we've got some lessons learned, some algorithms there. So but the Surveyor, did soft landings. Of course, one of those landings wasn't soft, if you know your history. So we're trading that, and then there's the monoprops. Not only just peroxide. There's the Air Force 315E. There's others out there that people are working with to get around the hydrazine. Then there's hydrazine. Then there's the N204. And we work with those too, but those aren't our first choices.
I only have time for one more question, so I may go to Frank's. I don't think he's asked, and there'll be time in the evening for others to follow up.
I noticed one of your partners is Draper Labs, and I also realized that Draper is partnered with another team here, Next Giant Leap. I'm wondering how your relationship with Draper differs from that of Next Giant Leap. Are they exclusive, non-exclusive, different divisions? Can you clarify that for me?
Well, the type of mission Giant Leap has is clearly, I think, a very different type of mission, and we are firewalled from other partners as we do with many programs. So Draper has assured us, and in companies like you see on this list, this is not an uncommon arrangement to have Draper supporting this company and this company and this company. And firewall is something we do all the time in our organization. So we do have agreements, and they're protecting their interests. So we don't have an issue with that. We've actually quoted people in this room for propulsion and other systems too, by the way. So now we're asking you guys if you want to ride. So, I think we're going to have to think a little larger here, and we're going to have to do things like that. We just have to protect our interests with the right kind of agreements. So, is that it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you so much.